In math, what is an equation? An equation is having two mathematical expression with an equality sign. Having two mathematical expression or two values both at the right hand side and at the left hand side separated by an equality sign saying that they are of the same value. For instance, we have 6x minus 5 equal to, say, 12. What this is telling us is that we want to check if this side of this expression, this side of the equation, let me use this side of the equation is equal to this other side, which is what? Just 12. Note, at this side is called the left hand side, while this is called the right hand side. Solving equation is actually trying to get the unknown value of the variable here. The variable is x. That will agree that this side of the expression is equal to the other side of the expression. Now, in solving equations, we are going to adopt the first method, which is the balance method. We want to balance what is at the left hand side must be equal to what is on the right hand side, else this equality sign will not be valid there. For these two questions, now you have solve 1, 3x equal to 12. Second one is 2x minus 9 equal to 15. Now let's see for the first one. Look at it. 3x equal to 12. Now they are saying, the equation is saying there is something, an unknown, that will multiply 3 to give us 12. What will multiply 3 to give 12? Or what will 3 multiply to give us 12? I know some of us will just say, I know, yes, I know what the answer is. But let's go through the balance method. Let's see this balance method. Here, the number in front of the variable is called the coefficient of that variable. So the coefficient of x is 3 because 3 is in front of x. Now, what do we do to break them down? What we do to make them equal, we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 3. You divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Divide both sides by the coefficient of x, and the coefficient of x is 3. So we do this, we just see 3, let me put it here, 3x over 12 over 3, sorry, equal to 12 over 3. 3 divided by 3 is 1, so you just have x. 12 divided by 3, you have 4. Of course, you know 3 times 4 is 12. So we now have the value of 12 of x to be what? 4. You have the value of x to be 4. Let's see the second question going through what we have. You have 2x minus 9 equal to 15. Now, when you have this, such that you have a variable, this is the coefficient, you have a constant. There's a constant term, meaning the value there is void of x, or x there is raised to power 0. I don't want to go there, just without void of x. So we use the additive inverse in the sense that we add 9 to both sides to remove the negative 9 that we have. So this is 2x negative 9 plus 9 equal to 15 plus 9. The idea behind this is that anything you do to the left hand side, you also do to the right hand side. Now let's go on. 2x minus 9 plus 9. Remember your directed numbers. My negative 9 plus 9 is 0. So you don't have anything there. So you just have 2x equal to 15 plus 9 is 24. Is 24. I think it's making more sense now. Is 24. So what do we do? Remember, like we have here, we divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Here, the coefficient of x is 2. So you have 2x over 2 equal to 24 over 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So you just have x equal to 24 divided by 2 is 12. So the value there is 12. You can also go further to check if you are actually correct. For the first one, if you place 4 here, you know 3 times 4 is 12, and that's it. Here, if you place 12 here, 2 times 12 is 24. 24 minus 9 is 15. So the value of the unknown here that we've gotten to be 12 agrees with this, that it is truly equal. Now look at this tax, the first tax. Now use the balance method to solve these equations. First equation, 4x minus 1 equal to 1. Second, 27 equal to 10x minus 3. Third, 10y minus 7 equals 27. Get your answer and put it in the comment section below. I think this is for tax 1. For tax 1. The second one we have is using directed numbers. Remember your directed numbers you treated in your previous classes, year 7, even primary school, yes, and year 8. Let's see this, how to use the directed numbers in solving this. Now, you have 13 minus 6a equal to 1. The unknown is a. So I multiply an unknown by 6 and subtract the result from 13. Subtract the result from 13. Why I am saying this is so that you will know that this can be given in word form as word problem. So you express it as an equation, then solve. So let's go. This is 13 minus 6a equal to 1. First thing you have to do, you know there's a positive sign here. Let's put the positive sign. What we are to do is to remove 13. We use the inverse of plus 13, which is negative 13. Negative 13. So the inverse now will be, this is 13, negative 13. We put the negative 13, negative 6a equal to 1 minus 13. We subtracted 13 from both sides. We put this negative 13 here and here, both sides, both at the left hand side and at the right hand side. So 13 minus 13 becomes 0. What you have left is 6a equal to 1 minus 13 is negative 12. That's the first step. It now looks like something we've done before. The only challenge here is that we're having a negative sign, but the negative sign, you have them on both sides. So you just say, you divide both sides by the coefficient of the unknown of a, because a is the unknown. A is the unknown. Okay, now this takes us to the other part of our board. It takes us to the other part of our board. So you have negative 6a equal to negative 12. So the coefficient of a is negative 6. So you divide by negative 6 and also divide by negative 6, the right hand side. Now look at this, directed numbers. Negative divided by negative is positive. Or you say negative 6 divided by negative 6 is 1, positive 1. So just positive 1 times a is a. Negative 12 divided by negative 6 is positive 2. This will be positive, and you have 2. So the answer is positive 2. That is the answer. What if you have unknowns on both sides? You have two or more unknowns, and on both sides. What do you do? In solving this, you bring up a rule, which is you collect like terms. You collect like terms. In collecting like terms, look at the one that is with the variable, or the one that has x. Take the unknowns to the left hand side and the constants to the right hand side. Okay, this is what we do. This is what we do. We have 4x plus 7 equal to 5x plus 6. The first thing we're to do, let's get the additive inverse of 7 to be minus 7. So we can go and use minus 7. We say 4x plus 7 minus 7 equal to 5x plus 6 minus 7. This is one way that this can be done, but we can also actually do it. We can actually do it the other way. This is 4x plus 7 minus 7 is 0 equals to 5x plus 6 minus 7 is minus 1. Now, we'll come to the way that most students know it. We all know it that way. So let's go up. This is 4x equal to 5x minus 1. Like it is said, you know there's a positive sign here. We can actually use the additive inverse, but let's look at this way. This is positive here. When it goes over, the rule says when it crosses the equality sign, the initial sign changes to its additive. So this is additive inverse, sorry. So this is 4x minus 5x equal to, only this remains, negative 1 remains. So we have 4x minus 5x is negative x equals to negative 1. Do we leave it this way? I do not think so. So let's see what we'll do. So this will divide both sides by the coefficient of x. Remember, the number here in front of x is negative 1. We don't write negative 1x. We just write negative x. So this will give us negative x over negative 1 equals to negative 1 over negative 1. So you look at negative and negative goes, you have x equals to negative and negative goes, turns to positive, so it's positive 1. That is the answer. If you put it there to check, let's see if you're correct. So 4 times 1 plus 7 will give us 11, and 5 times 1 is 5 plus 6 will also give us 11. So we have just checked and it agrees. There is an agreement. It agrees with our equation. What if you have equations with bracket? You have equations with bracket. Now, some persons find it difficult to actually open these brackets. Now, look at this. This is how you go about the bracket. 2 into x plus 5 equal to 18. Note, the 2 will multiply x, and also this 2 will multiply 5. The bracket is telling you that anything that happens that is outside here will have effect on all you have in the bracket. So let's see, 2 times x is 2x. Don't stop there. 2 times 5 is 10, equal to 18. I want you to look at it. We have opened the bracket. The next thing now, we are to collect like terms, or use the additive inverse for both sides of plus 10, which is minus 10 for both sides. So we have 2x equal to 18 minus 10. Because it's assumed that minus 10 here will just give you 0 and to go out. This is the negative for this side. And it continues. Let's go over to the other part of our board. So you have 2x equal to 18 minus 10 is 8. Now we have arrived at another point where we need to do something. Like we have always said, you divide, okay, I think I can write, this is, okay, we divide both sides by the coefficient of x, which is 2. So it will be 2x over 2 equal to 8 over 2. So you do this, x is equals to 8 divided by 2 is 4. The answer is 4. If you put it here, 4 plus 5 to check. Let's see it. 2 bracket 4 plus 5 is same thing as 2 times 9, which is 18. It agrees with this. So we are correct. X opening brackets. What if you have something like this? Still on opening of brackets. Same thing will happen here. Remember, we want to solve this. It will be that this 2x plus 3 minus 7 bracket x plus 2 equal to 0. Note, this 3 will multiply 2x and also multiply 3. Negative 7 multiplies x and also multiplies 2. We want to start now. So this is 2 times 3 times 2x is 6x plus 3 times 3 is 9 minus, okay, let's see, negative 7 times x is minus 7 and negative 7x. And same thing happen, negative times positive is negative. 7 times 2 is 14. Do not forget this. Many a times, this is where students make mistakes. They will go on and multiply, leaving the signs. Let's see. Let's look at the like terms here. This same thing as 6x minus 7x plus 9 minus 14 equals 0. Equals 0. Let's see. So this gives us negative x negative 5 equal to 0. Come over to the next, we'll come over to the other side of our board. This is negative x minus 5 equal to 0. The additive inverse is negative x goes off. This is 0 plus 5. Remember, you can just say this negative 5 when it goes, it becomes positive 5. Negative x equals to 5. You divide both sides by the coefficient of x. So you have negative x over negative 1 equals to 5. Remember, it's a positive here. Negative 1. Remember, when you have this, is positive. So this will go off. X equals to negative 5. Because positive divided by negative is negative. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So that is your answer. That is your answer. We can as well check. To check. Check. This is 3 into bracket 2 is negative 5 plus 3. Okay, let me use a bigger bracket like this, minus 7 negative 5 plus 2. Let's see if it will give us 0. This is 3. Negative 2 times negative 5 is negative 10. Is negative 10. Negative 10 plus is negative 7. Yes. Minus 7. This is minus 3. So this is negative 21 plus 21, which will give us 0. This agrees with the fact that our answer is correct. It agrees with the fact that our answer is correct. Now let's look at this. Equations with fractions. Equations with fractions. Solve the equation x minus 2 over 3 equal to 4. Wow. Wow. Now, remember, you have two fractions. This is a fraction, and this is also a fraction because it can also be written this way. X minus 2 over 3 equal to 4 over 1. So this is also a fraction. What do we do? In solving fractions like this, we multiply both sides by the LCM of the denominator. We multiply both sides by the LCM, multiply both sides by the LCM of the denominator. Okay? So, what's the LCM of 3 and 1 is 3. Is 3. The LCM of 3 and 1 is 3. So we are going to multiply both sides with 3. Now, multiply them by 3. So this gives us, from this other side of the board, this gives us 3 into bracket, telling you that 3 multiplies everything, x minus 2 over 3 equal to 3 times 4 over 1. We multiply both sides by 3. The idea behind this is to clear the fraction, clearing fraction. So this is 3 will cancel the 3. You have x minus 2. Remember, if you cancel this, it's just 1. This gives us 3 times 4 is 12. 12 over 1 is same thing as 12. Open the bracket, this same thing as 1 times x is x minus 1 times 2 is 2 equal to 12. Now, using the additive inverse of that, you have x equal to 12 plus 2. X equal to 14 is the answer. You can check. You can check. 14 minus 2 is 12. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Is 4. Is 4. We go to another example. Now let's look at this. A pretty big one. Let's see how we'll solve this. Keeping all our rules at our fingertips, let's see. Do this. Let's rewrite it this way. Minus 4x minus 3 over 2 equal to 9x minus 6 over 8 plus, this is 11 over 4 times 2 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. 11 over 4. Wow. First step. The first step. Now remember the rule we said last. We are going to multiply everything by the LCM of the denominator. The LCM of the denominator, LCM of 2, 8, and 4 is 8. You can try that, check if it is correct. Is 8. So we are going to multiply everything by 8. So this gives us 8 into bracket 4x minus 3 over 2 equal to 8 bracket 9x minus 6 over 8 plus 8 times into bracket 11 over 4. Wow. Wow. Okay. First, the second stage now. We're going to cancel out. 2 here is 1. 2 here is 4. 8 here is 1. 8 here is 1. 4 here is 1. 4 here is 2. So we have 4 into bracket 4x minus 3 equal to 1 into 9x minus 6 plus 2 times 11. Now we're going to open the brackets now. This will give us 16x minus 12 equal to 9x minus 6 plus 22. I want you to look at it. Let's look at it critically. Let's look at it. Let's look at it critically. So the next step is to reduce it. So this gives us 16x minus 12 equal to 9x plus negative 6 plus 22 will give us 16. Positive 16, I guess. Positive 16. We collect like terms. This gives us 16x minus 9x equal to 16. Remember, plus 12. If you look at it critically, 16x minus 9x is 7x. 16 plus 12 is 28. What do? We divide both sides by the coefficient of x. This will give us 7x over 7 equal to 28 over 7. 7 here 1, 7 here 1. So, and 27 here 1, 7 here is what? 4. It means x equal to 4. And you can check. We can go on and check. We can go on and check. And I think that is the answer. I have something for us to actually look at and try. Also, when solving, if you have an issue or you have any issue, you can give me a call. My contact is in the comment section there. Now, the question for task 2, you have it. For task 2, please solve and put the solution in the comment section. I will appreciate it so much. Please do not forget to like, subscribe, and share. We go to the last segment of solving equations. Word problems. Now, in solving word problems, these are the rules we are to use. The first rule is choose a letter for the unknown. Second rule, write down the information of the question in algebraic form. The rule 3 or step 3, make an equation. Step 4, solve the equation. Then the last step, check the results against the information given in the question. If you follow these 5 rules, you are fine, or you will be fine. If you do not get the answer, when you check it back from your question, you will actually know what went wrong. The problem many students have is they do not have the time to check their results. They do not have the time to go through their work to compare their results with what they have gotten. That is where the problem is. No matter how sure you are in what problem, check your results. We'll take an example to show that. Now, let's look at this question. Please, it is more of logical to get the equation you need. I subtract 3 from a certain number. I subtract 3 from a certain number. Now, the first thing, we're going to choose a letter for the unknown. Let's choose C for Chris. C. The number is C. I subtract 3 from C, from a certain number, which is C. We are done with the first part. Multiply the results by 5. We are to multiply what we have by 5. C minus 3 will multiply by 5. If we are to multiply by 5, meaning that after this must have happened, we now multiply by 5. Let's say times 5. And he said, then add 9. Okay, then add 9. Look at it. After that must have happened, that's why I put it in the bracket. Then I now multiply by 5, according to the question, and I add 9. Now, the question now goes on to say, if the final result is 54, if the final result, everything is 54, what, find the original number. The original number I'm looking for is C. I have now made it, I have now written the information in the question in algebraic form. Second step. Now the next, now make it an equation. This is the equation. 5 bracket C minus 3 plus 9 equal to 54. Making it an equation. So the next thing I'm to do is that I will solve the equation. Now, at this point, it will not be much of a challenge to some of us, but I think one of the biggest challenges we face, or a student or students face, is turning all these written words into algebraic or into an equation. That is where the challenge is, and it is more of a logic thing. It's logical. Read the question, understand what the question is saying. Now, read and try to understand what the question is saying before you turn it into an equation. I think that will be very fine for you to actually get it. And I will advise, for word problems, don't just do 1 or 2 questions and fold your arms saying, I now know it. No. Like I do say, you are what you practice. Practice and practice and practice. It will help you understand a whole lot of approach in which examiners ask their questions. So let's finish this. This same thing as 5C minus 15 plus 9 equal to 54. Remember, from board mass, we'll deal with the bracket first. So this is 5C, this is minus 6 equal to 54. Collect like terms, 5C equal to 54 plus 6. 5C is equal to 60. So divide both sides by 5. C is equal to 12. Now, when you get your answer, don't be in a hurry. I have gotten 12. Yes, I have gotten 12. Now, let's test the answer. Let us test the answer. Now, I have 12. If I subtract 3 from 12, what do I get? If I subtract 3 from 12, 12 minus 3 is 9. If I multiply, now the answer I have is 9. 9 times 5. 9 times 5 is 45. What if I add 9 to the answer? If I add 9 to the answer, it gives me 54. This satisfies the equation that If the final result is 54, yes, my final result is 54. It means the number I'm looking for is 12. The number is 12. For more of these, you can actually look down on the comment section and give me a call if you have a challenge. See ya.